What I'm about to share was really hard for me to put into words. I felt shame about it and didn't want to be the woman complaining in the comments. And then I had talked to other female founders, and every one of them had their own version of this list. So I'm going to share the 9 things that have been said to me or other women founders I know by male investors, not for attention, not to complain, because every woman who has sat in a pitch room has heard at least one version of these, and nobody has ever handed her a script for the moment it happens. If you're not a female founder, this is what raising money actually looks like for most of the people trying to build. Women aren't building companies in the same environment as their male counterparts. This is not a complaint. It's a fact that shapes every decision a female founder makes, from their first pitch to their last. And everything on this is real, and it happened in real rooms, either to myself or others I personally know, at networking events and investor calls, and every time the founder has a split second to decide how to respond because the wrong investor cost the relationship a check or her own dignity. The handles below aren't comebacks. I want to be able to share so you actually have real tactics in case this might happen to you or someone you know. Number 1, you're too pretty for this. Let's go get drinks instead. One sentence and he's already told you your looks matter more than your business. The handle could be something like, I appreciate that, but I'm here to talk about the business. So I'm happy to show you what we've built. Being flat, you don't have to smile or laugh it off. That's going to give you just enough confidence. And you want it to be boring, not overly clever. Number 2 is, when is your husband joining the meeting? The assumption underneath this is a woman alone in the room isn't enough. The handle could be, it's just me, I'm the founder, and I do run the company. I'm looking forward to walking you through everything. One sentence, stated as a fact, not defended. The second you start trying to justify why you don't need a husband in the room, you're already going to kind of lose them. Number 3 is, I will only invest if you do not get pregnant. Seriously, true story. This one is illegal in most places, so the handle can be, this is not a condition I'm willing to discuss, and I encourage you to talk to your legal team before you say that to another founder. Then you can follow up by email summarizing exactly what was said. It's not a threat, it's just a record, because people who make comments like this rarely want it in writing. And if it ever escalates, you already have the receipt. Number 4, how about I take you on a date instead? A pitch meeting isn't a social audition. You can give back, oh, I'm not here for that. If you're interested in the investment, I'm happy to keep talking you through it. If not, I'll let you get back to your day. One binary choice, no argument to have. Whichever way he answers is going to tell you exactly who he is, and you don't have to get upset to find out he's not a good fit. This guy told me to post more of those pretty selfies. This guy had followed my content, said he respected me, but made sure that my personal brand was only my face. In a meeting, you can redirect immediately to something like, my content is about building fundable companies. That's what we're here to talk about. You don't have to let the comment become the topic, or you can even go back with, oh wow, I'm so surprised you feel comfortable saying that, and then go silent. Number 6, if you had a male co-founder, this would make things easier. The implication here is that the business would be more credible with a man's name on the cap table. The handle could be, the business got here without one. Here's what the numbers say. You don't have to argue the premise. You answer it with specifics instead, and treat the comment as data, not an insult. Number 7, do you have kids or plan to? Also illegal to ask and inappropriate regardless of the law. You don't have to spend a second debating whether the question was fair. You can pivot straight to evidence. That's not relevant to the business and where we're at. What I can tell you is, I've been running this company for X years, and here's where we are. The real question is, they're too uncomfortable to ask directly, so it's about, can you execute? Answer the execution piece instead. Number 8, you're really impressive for a woman in this space. The compliment that isn't one. Don't thank him for it, and don't correct him either. That's a debate you're not going to need to win. The handle is, I'm looking forward to showing you what the team's built. Just put proof out there, no need to argue. And number 9, have you considered letting someone more experienced take the lead on this? The suggestion that she step aside from her own company and let the receipt talk, well, I built this and here's our track record. Specific revenue, milestones, and specific outcomes. Hand over the numbers and you can just stop talking. The silence is going to put pressure back on them to explain why something isn't enough. And some of them are doing it to just be total a-holes and put you on your toes. Most importantly, if any of these kinds of questions show up, they've shown you exactly who they are. Let them. You wouldn't want them on your cap table anyways. Women aren't just building companies. They're building them while they're getting told they're too pretty or too emotional, too distracted, too inexperienced, too much of a parent. You don't want kind of capital allocation anyways. And most of us do it anyways without a playbook, without anyone in our corner. That's what this video is about. It's not a list of grievances. It's a set of tools for the next time it happens. And for most women building right now, there will be a next time. The investor who says these things aren't the majority, but they show up in enough rooms that a lot of women founders deserve to walk in already knowing how to handle them. Want to stay calm, want to redirect to the business, and remember, an investor who who leads with any of these has already told you exactly what the partnership is going to look like. The right investors exist. I promise they're out there, and they will not make a founder choose between her dignity and her round. If you're willing to share your story or what you've had to deal with in the comments, you might be the one to inspire someone else on what to do instead of thinking they're suffering alone.